Welcome to my first miniature war game review. I shall be reviewing today Shattered Ground War Volume 1 by Adam Isherwood. This is a sci-fi 15mm shooter sci-fi game. Of course, it's a shooter. Sorry about that. It is very well made. Overall, it's inexpensive. And later on, if you want to, this is another thing about the game, is it doesn't force you to use any models. This game has so many unique things to it that it's hard to talk about it all, but I'll do my best. Where to start? Well, first of all, let's talk about the rules themselves. This game is based upon realism, to extend as much as possible. It's based upon units, infantry, having to go into cover majority of the time that they can't stay out in the open, or else they will be shot down as in real life. So basically, you have your infantry, you have your armor, then you have your air support. What this game allows you to do, which is unique, is it gives you 100% freedom to use whatever you want in your army. What this means is every unit is balanced. Everything is balanced out. There's no powered units, no powered gaming. The rules are set so that everything works fairly against each other, works well with each other, that everything has a purpose and everything works, and there's nothing overpowered. In other terms, if you wanted to go for a highly skilled, armored, elite force, and then that force goes against a more horde-style force, they will be equally balanced. The games, so far from what I've seen, because how the rules are set up, very fair, very balanced, and simple too, but yet still with some depth to them, is that the games always end up being close calls. And then the great thing about the rule set, it's not based upon wiping your opponent's army out. It's based upon just wearing them down enough, capturing or making his forces become inefficient, and having to be pinned, in which course the player has to pull his forces back so that they don't get captured. Because if you get captured in this game, capturing a unit is the ultimate goal. You do that and it's very hard for your opponent to win if you've captured a unit or two, or even more. If you capture more than that, then I almost could say the game is already been won. But however, it's not true always. People can turn things around, as I've learned firsthand. But this game has got a very fair rule system overall. Simple, but yet effective. Very fun. It could go from any scale of this rule system. It could go from small scale force engagement, a few squads or so, to an epic battle engagement of a full skirmish of an army. And it works completely fine from one point to the other and anything in between. No fuss, no problem, no issue. Not like in other games we had to release another rule book and all sorts of things to get it to work. This game is simple and it works fairly well. This game has also a very good fluff. Let's talk about story and fluff now. This game is very good fluff, very well thought out, very well written. Overall, pretty well done. There could be, not much added on to improve it. I think it's overall very unique, very good. And that's another thing too. It's unique. It's not generic. It's not, grim or dark. It's one thing I really like about the game overall, is that it's really, more lighthearted. It's not, all grim and dark and stuff. There's some comedy, there's some life in it, it's like a real life, it's like real world. It's not always dark, there's good things in it as well as bad things. It's balanced out. That would be my definition of Shattered overall, it's fairly balanced out in storyline, and for units as well. Units and storyline, completely balanced. Now, overall, this game is inexpensive, so don't expect a whole bunch of flashy colors or pictures in that. But then again, that's all flashy stuff, and as you've seen with other miniature war games, that creates quite the cost expense. That's another strength about this game, is it's inexpensive. You can use any models you want. They don't force you to use their models that will be coming out for the game. You can use whatever you want. You can use 28mm, because the game looks great, and just as well in 28mm as it does in 15. You can use your 15mm stuff. You can use anything in between, and it works. There's a one recommendation though, that you don't use, of course, toys and such, and put them in your battle boards and such. They don't want that, and no one really wants that, to be honest. We want to see miniatures, not a bunch of children's toys on the table, to be honest. But anyhow, that's getting off topic. This game also allows you to influence the story, influence where it's going through the campaigns. The last campaign, Capria, Sanctum won, and there was a fair bit of involvement with people, I included. And that is very cool in itself. I can't think of very many other miniature war games that allow you actually to influence the flow through your battles. Well, we all know that some have tried Games Workshop and they failed horribly because they chose to. But anyways, Shadowverse gives you the recommendation to use any units you want, any models to represent those units. And another thing too, since Shadowverse is so lighthearted in its story and its fluff, it's not biased like races always against each other. You can use Inu beside humans, you can use Beltai besides Inu or beside Legos or anything. Basically, it's complete army freedom. Complete. So, any of the tactics, you can mix tactics, you can go for hit and run with power in it, in the force, you can do anything, you can be really quick and powerful force, you can be really quick hit and run hordes, you can do anything, basically. Complete freedom. For the factions so far, they're very well balanced out. You got your Inu, my personal favorite, the Inu session. You have the humans, you have the Beltai, you have the Legos, and as I hear, new factions will be putting out. Some of the stuff's already been put out for beta playtesting, such as the Odessa domain, which I hope more people get involved in. But this game is very community-based too. A lot of people go into the forums, but they don't respond, which is a disappointment. If you get involved in this game, I recommend getting involved into the forum. There's so many things you can do in there. There's so many projects you can help out with. You can help the game grow. You can add your own influence into the game to a point, but you can, be a part of the community, be a part of the game. And that's another strength about the Shadowverse. Is you can put your stories and your fluff and stuff, and if it gets good enough, it might even be put in the book. That's pretty cool, in my opinion. There's nothing that can beat that. And there's nothing better than that. Besides that, this game is very well done. Though some people would complain about would be there's no color in the book, in the rulebook, except for the front cover. And this is the more expensive. This is the most expensive one, which isn't that expensive to begin with. There's no model line yet out for the models, but eventually there will be. It's just a matter of time. And so far, it has grown. It hasn't grown in an explosive way, but it has steadily grown this game, which is good. And I believe the more people get involved in this game, and the more the game gets out there to miniature wargame clubs, the sooner I think we'll be seeing a lot more people growing interested in this game, and this game really begin to grow. I believe the game's potential is astronomical. This game can go, it's already got a fleet war system. This game did have covert war, but that kind of dropped out for a moment due to the lack of interest. Though I'm sure it'll start up again as soon as there's enough interest in it. But this game has some very, very good strengths to it, and I think this game has great potential and has great future ahead of it. And I'm sure there'll be definitely more volumes to come in time. Besides that, out of 1 to 10, 1 being the rulebook is so horrible, the game's so horrible that it doesn't even work, that it's not going to be around for very long. 10 being this is the ultimate game of all time, and nothing has ever come close to it, or ever will. I put this game on a fair, good judgment around an 8 to a 7, a 7 to an 8. The game is extremely well done. The maker of the game is passionate about miniature wargame. He listens to his community. He's very involved into it. The game is very fun, is very free. You can do anything you want with your armies in creation of them. You can make your own story, you can make your own captains. You can do everything, you can be involved in the campaigns, and actually even have your force mentioned in the book. It's very fun, very free, and it's very inexpensive. You can, pretty much, this game, you wouldn't, money-wise, you have no excuse not getting involved in it, because this game is inexpensive. Like, I mean, I could go from one shift of work and put that money to this game and be good for months. Basically, it's not an expensive game, but it's very strong. The freedom of it, the relaxed but good fluff and storyline and progression, and you being able to be involved in it, and yet have a really good strong storyline still, is a solid buy of this game. It's an 8. It's an 8 out of 10. This game here. It's definitely very well done, and I very look forward to seeing its expansions and its continued growth. So that will be all for now, but thank you for watching my review. Please do comment below, and let me know what you think, anything you want me to add on, anything you want me to change, any other reviews you'd like me to do, anything, just comment below. Look forward to the next report. I'll be doing more battle reports, I'll be doing more reviews, I'll be doing all sorts of things coming up here soon. Until then, have a great weekend everyone, and for everyone in Canada, happy Thanksgiving. And see you later guys.